My dream is to cross-country ski around the land and collect maple syrup. This little footbridge represents a major step towards that dream. Our bulk of our sugar maples are just on the other side of this little stream, and now once it snows we'll be able to ski right over it and get to them. This is a pretty simple project. I'll show you in a second how we built it. The hard part is actually getting us to here. Bushwhacking through all that brush has been a major project. I'll show you what tools we use to do that. So these 4 tools have done pretty much all of our bushwhacking to do our trail clearing. This is an old American style scythe. The European ones are a lot thinner. This one's nice and thick. They used to use these when they're working on railroads to trim back brush, and it does a great job at that. Anything that's a bit too big, we got nice big snips, and the machete can do a lot of that too. And obviously the machete for anything that's too high for the scythe, and anything big, and we got the chainsaw for that. A major advantage of doing this kind of work by hand is that we can be really mindful about where we're directing our trail. From the seat of a backhoe, everything maybe looks the same, but when we're down here on the ground, you can direct the trail through a patch of buckthorn instead of through maples that, you know, in 10 years might be big enough to tap. The other thing is that even though this creek is really a man-made ditch, it's still a waterway, and we try to keep the sediment out of it. So we buried the ramps to get up onto this bridge, and that's going to let us actually even use this bridge for a biking trail in the summer. Let's get to work, and we'll show you how we built this bridge. So maybe the major downside of this little bridge is the longevity. With burying the ramp, we've definitely introduced an opportunity for a lot of rot to enter here. These decking boards came off an old garage that fell down here. I'm not sure what kind of wood they are. Probably just pine or something. They were being used as roof boards. But what's great about this is that whenever this does rot out, I can just rip these decking boards off. That's why I screwed them on, so it'd be easier to get those screws back out. And then bring the bridge material back 30 feet over into the woods where I found it, and that'll be the end of it. We built something new. So a design consideration to take into account when you're building something like this around a creek is that you want to avoid getting sediment into your creek. So what we've done here, it's hard to tell because of all the snow, but we've got a nice wide log as the abutment here, and that's keeping all of our dirt out. That abutment is placed far enough back from the stream that the pressure from it won't ever collapse the bank. So dirt, typical, usual dirt, it's going to depend on what you're using or what's in the ground, distributes force at about a 45-degree angle. So as long as your abutment is further back from the creek so that that 45-degree angle doesn't ever hit the bank, you'll never collapse your bank that way.